Hello guys, what's going on? Zach here, and today we've got another random map game, and this one is between Joy Division, aka Millo, and RVK BruH in green over here. I'll introduce the players in just a moment, but before I do get started, I want to say that the last game I commented for the Medieval Wars was indeed the actual last game. I was a little confused as there were only 7 games. It was actually a best of 11, so it was first to 6 wins. That does make sense, I suppose. But as I hadn't familiarized myself with the settings there, as I wasn't having to stream those games, I actually forgot at the time that it was actually a best of 11. But anyway, that's the Medieval Wars concluded, and the Clash of the Titans is coming up very shortly. $20,000 1v1 tournament, and there's a lot of old pros sort of returning back for that as well, which is really cool. And I'm going to be writing some articles on AOC Zone and on my own website as well about the upcoming tournament. And I'll be doing a lot of streaming for that tournament as well, I hope. Fingers crossed I'll be able to make a lot of streaming for that, and my internet will hold up to it. If not, I can always upgrade. And while I'm on the note of my internet, I want to point out as well that you guys probably realise, this is 720p, why no 1080p? Well, it's basically because my internet is only temporary at the moment. As you know, I just moved house not long ago, and we've got a month's temporary internet before our proper internet comes through, basically. Kind of confusing, but that's how it is. So anyway, onto this game. We've actually got a Britons war, civilization even, that we don't see that much of in Age of Empires. It's certainly a good civilization. Britain's one of my favourites to watch, maybe not on this kind of map, but more on like Black Forest when I do watch Black Forest, which is like never, but even so. We've got Millo down here to the southwest of the map. He's in yellow, playing as Britons, as we've just said, and his opponent RVK BruH in green up to the east of the map, playing as Britons as well. The map is Highland, and the textures are from the Feudal download mod thing. The improved textures, I think they look quite nice. You'll have to let me know, what do you think about these textures? Do you want me to go back to the normal ones? I've been using these for a little while, but I think they're quite cool. I think they do look good. So anyway, what can we probably expect out of this game? Well, Highland is, it can be very boring, I suppose, at first. Later on, obviously, it will get interesting, but there's only one crossing point on this river, and you can see that Millo is already patrolling that right there with his scout cavalry, and he's sending a villager over right now to build a dock, but after that he will most likely wall this up with houses and palisades. Now, that can obviously lead to it being quite a long game if this gets walled up and the water isn't taken, or it is taken but they don't make a landing. But one thing that is for sure, making a dock is a good decision to make. There's some big fish in the center river right here. Not all that many, it seems, though. Mostly shorefish, but there is a couple of big fish down here and down here as well. So taking the big fish, certainly good, and you might even see a BruH on the water as well to take out your opponent's fishing ships, and that's kind of important. You don't want to let your opponent get free fishing if you can help it. So BruHing on this middle river, likely. We could probably expect that. And the person who does win water control, of course, they're going to have the fish to help their economies out. They can make a landing if they want to. Otherwise, it's going to be a boom behind that. And it's basically going to come down to who can bust the wall down later and take the opponent, or their opponent, with the most force. So currently then, we're probably going to see fast castles out of both of them. Roughly fast castles. It depends how the water goes. It's probably not going to turn out to an all-out BruH. One person's probably going to win it, and then the other person will be like, well, GG water, there's not that many big fish in here anyway. But we'll have to wait and see. You're going to speed things up slightly until we get up to the feudal age. And Millo actually going up on, well, I thought he was going to go up on 20 population just then, but it seems like he was struggling to get a bit of food, so he got loom just there. BruH still pumping out those vills, and yeah, maybe 24, 25 pop, we'll see them go up. It looks like BruH going to go up after this loom is researched, and he will have 3, maybe 4 fishing ships out by then. I don't know if he's going to add another one in. 4 fishing ships is a common number to see. But yeah, Britons with that sheep bonus, able to make sure they get up to the feudal age in a good time, pretty much no matter what. As long as you find your starting sheep, it's fine. Both of them then 3 fishing ships, and we'll see them going for... Oh, no, 4 for Millo. We'll see them going for water very shortly. BruH saying he thought he stole his boar. I think his boar seems really far away. I don't know if that was his or not, but Millo didn't steal a boar there. I think BruH just had a really unfortunate boar position. Scout war. And Millo going to chase him away. And the second dock going down for BruH right there. Second dock for Millo as well. But Millo, first up to Feudal, does mean that he's going to get some galleys out very quickly indeed. He does have an extra fishing ship out. So losing the water, a little bit of a bigger deal to him, as he will have invested more resources into the water there. And BruH's scout very low there. It doesn't look like he's really going to escape. Maybe he'll get caught down or chased down a little bit later on. 3 docks from BruH, 2 docks from Millo. Is he going to add a third? It looks like he will do, but lacking a bit of wood right now. 2 galleys out for both of them. But BruH already with that dock, third dock up. There's his scout going down. But yeah, already with that third dock. Millo trying to hit these fishing ships where he can. He can see he's got 3 docks and now going to be chased away. So, certainly going to be trying to win the water here as much as they can, but as far as making galleys is concerned, I don't think, well, as far as making military is concerned, I don't think there's going to be any landing attempts just yet until one of them has won the water, in which case they might be in the castle age by that time. Now, I did just hear a barracks going up for Millo. That could just be precautionary, just in case he does get landed and needs to put an archery range down or something. Of course, Britons most likely to go with archers, and that is an obvious choice to make. But Millo could have used that wood to build a blacksmith rather than a barracks, as getting a blacksmith up and getting fletching is really important. You can see BruH, 4 villagers on gold, Millo with the 4 as well, so that's pretty much standard for 3 dock galley production. And he's actually making a transport ship, so yeah, he's going to make a landing pretty early on, sending some villagers over by the looks of things, and he is going to make a landing. So I was kind of wrong. I was kind of thinking they'd just try and win the water and leave it at that, and then go up to castle, and then make a transport maybe. But he's going to go over now, send the villagers over earlier, which is a good decision. I think he realizes at this stage that it's likely that he's going to lose water. He's still making galleys, but this dock is idle at the south. And it's going to be pretty tough for him to win the water back against that many galleys right now. But he will get that those villagers over. And I'll be interested to see if he deletes that transport ship if BruH gets to see it. And he did indeed delete it. So BruH is going to have no idea that he's over there. He's lost his scout as well, which means he's not going to have the scouting information that tells him that Millo is over there. And he's already got his barracks back home. So the archery range is going to go down. Go up even for Joy Division Millo on that side. BruH though, he hasn't walled this off, so there's no way that he can actually get through to Millo's base now unless he too makes a transport ship, and we'll have to have an eye out on that. Doesn't look like he's actually going to add in those transports just yet. He's still pumping out 3 galleys at a time, not risking anything, but it's certain at this stage that Millo is going to lose the water unless he goes up to Castle Age and makes some fires or something like that. Let's see then, can Millo make something of this landing? Another archery range going to go down, and Archer's coming out, so he is going to try and hit BruH's gold wherever he can. Maybe his wood as well. He's actually not scouted his gold. Just having a look at his scouting information right here. We can see that he knows where his wood camps are. That's important. And his gold just here as well, which he's most likely going to encounter on the way over there. So BruH then, very clearly going to win the water right now. He's already taken out 1 dock from Millo, and I'll be interested to know, he's still adding galleys in. At this stage, he really doesn't need to, but I suppose he's just being safer rather than sorry, I guess, as he's not going to take the risk that Millo may have another dock down here. This stage, though, he's very clearly won, and he should stop making galleys right now. And maybe add some more fishing ships in, maybe even make a transport and land some villagers of his own. If we have a double landing going, that would certainly be very interesting. Millo now going to make a last-ditch sort of attempt to try and take out some of BruH's fishing ships, sending his galleys over there. He's going to lose his, of course, and he's going to try and take out BruH's where he can. And BruH not actually giving chase, so Millo looks like he may get over there. And BruH, a little bit of a mistake doing that. It doesn't look like Millo's going to continue to give chase though, but now BruH perhaps sensing a landing, and quite rightly so, putting those watchtowers up, really nicely done there. It's not very common that you see players placing those outposts even. and he's actually got them up. So he's aware of the landing. It's a little bit late, however, but he is kind of walling this up, which is going to make it more hard for Millo to get in there, attacking with villagers for good measure. And you know what? He's going to deal with that fairly easily. Once he gets this watchtower up, he will be able to defend this gold. And now he's adding in a couple of archery ranges of his own to try and defend against this. He'll maybe make some skirmishes, or maybe some archers of his own as well. Plenty of villagers gathering gold here. He's also got a lot of food and wood, so going with the skirmishes not a bad decision either. And here we go, Millo almost losing his scout there as well. Try and get that archery range up quickly, otherwise he's going to lose these villagers. Got to be very careful of that, as Millo going to be able to get some free picks here quite easily if he focuses down these villagers. And there we go, going to use this scout to finish her off. There we go, good pick by him. And these archers in here, going to be a bit of an annoyance for sure. BruH now starting to make some skirms, but it's a little too little at this stage. He really does need to protect these villagers. It's a big hit to his economy. He's been forced to build this watchtower. He's lost 5 or 6 villagers, and it's kind of a big deal, you know. Watchtower here from Millo as well. Not a bad position on that, because once this gold pile is down, and maybe these two as well, this will be in range. Once he gets up to the castle age, he can upgrade to bodkin arrow as well, which is going to be a big deal for him. So BruH now, unable to actually send a landing of his own over to Millo, he's forced to play defensively at home. He has won the water though, which could provide crucial later in the game, depending on how much fishing he can get out of that and how much he's going to be able to use that later on to maybe harass Millo from the water with some war galleys or galleons or something. But we'll see. So at the moment then, BruH just making those skirms, and certainly not a bad choice. And wow, yeah, this watchtower here, good position. As I said, it was actually able to reach around here, and now BruH unable to take any gold at all. He is of course now going to be forced to make skirmishes, but thankfully for him, he does have 200 gold in the bank, which does mean that he can get up to the, well, he's just spent it. I was going to say, it doesn't mean that he can, if he really needs to, if he's struggling to get gold, he can get up to the castle age later on. But at this stage, it's looking pretty bad for him. There's a lot of army outside of his base. He's losing a lot of villagers very quickly, and Millo certainly has a pretty big army right now once he actually groups them together. BruH with pure skirmishers at this stage is going to have a slight advantage, even though he is attacking uphill. Of course, skirmishers versus archers, not a good choice to fight that. And Millo going to retreat, but it's all been a ruse. He's also coming in here at the back in the wood, taking out more and more villagers. Millo is playing this one really well indeed, and the transport ship for BruH comes out. I'm interested to see if he's going to make much out of that transport. Millo losing quite a few archers here, but also picking off a lot of villagers, causing them to go idle, and his economy is in pretty good shape. Both of them very close on population though, 52 to 55. BruH just taking the lead right there, as he's actually got 3 archery ranges up now, which does mean he can make a lot more skirmishes, but he's stopped his production. He feels like he's pushing Millo away, and he's right in assuming so. That transport ship now then going to be useful to him. It does mean that of course he will be able to get those units back over to Millo's side, even though he's walled it up. And Millo now, without a military production building back home, having to wall it up with stone walls. So that's kind of backfired. Well, it's definitely backfired. Having to wall it with stone, not a good thing at all. And of course, after building that watchtower as well, he is also running pretty low on stone right now. So once he gets up to the castle age, once they both get up to the castle age, getting those TCs up, going to be take a little bit longer, and it's not going to be great. But they're both in the same situation, so it's not so bad. A second watchtower here as well, actually. So going to force him off of this wood for good, pretty much. And still a few archers at the back as well. I'll be interested to see now, though, if BruH can actually make much of this. Now, Millo, even I keep saying Joy Division, Millo, he is going to be able to wall this up in time by the looks of things. Certainly, most certainly, going to wall that up in time. And far enough, his walls are far enough out as well that he should be able to protect his villagers. His wood gathering villagers though are going to be a little bit exposed. All of his wood is sort of at the front. Unless he puts a lumber camp here, then BruH should be able to hit his wood from wherever he goes, which is a little bit bad for Millo in this situation. Taking down that watchtower there. BruH's going to secure his gold back again, and continuing with the skirmisher production does mean that BruH is probably able right now to fight Millo off. One thing that's actually quite important here is that BruH has had the +1 defense this whole time, and that is really, really useful actually, especially on skirmishes. A little less so on archers, because they go down pretty quick to a few volleys of arrows anyway, but with skirmishers, with their resistance to arrow fire, that extra +1 going to help slightly. It's going to negate the it's going to absolutely negate the +1 attack that the archers get from fletching. So having that +1 defense on his skirmishers in such few numbers is making a really big difference for BruH. It's basically saying that Millo basically doesn't have fletching at all when he has that +1 researched. So Millo is certainly losing out a lot right there, and you can see his score dropping quite drastically. Another little army over here, and BruH gonna chase him down. He has split his skirmishers up, but again, with that +1 defense, gonna make pretty short work of what Millo has right now. And it doesn't look like Millo has any villagers left over here either. Still the 3 rangers, still a little bit of army, but they are going down pretty quickly indeed. And BruH managing to defend very well, and of course now able to free fish in the middle as well. Millo just up to castle though, and that is a reasonable time considering that he's put so much pressure onto BruH here, and he does have these 3 archery ranges up. Now BruH could come over here and wall these in with palisades or something. That would be a good decision for him to make. It would mean that oh, there was his other ball, by the way. I just spotted it. If he comes over here and walls these up, it does mean that Millo won't be able to get any units out of there, which is kind of a big deal for him. It does mean that these archery ranges are pretty much going to be rendered useless, because of course once Millo does get up to the castle age, he will be able to produce crossbowmen from here, and they're going to be really good crossbows as well, because they're Briton crossbows. It does mean he will be able to get the extra range, and that's going to give him a very big advantage against BruH, especially when it comes to micro wars, and even against his skirmishers, because he will have that range advantage. Quite a few skirms from both of them though, and still producing those skirmishers, so he's not going to upgrade crossbow straight away. He will most likely go for bodkin arrow and of course elite skirmisher, so he's still going to be able to do pretty good with the elite skirmishers, but it's the archers who do get that extra range bonus that the Britons get. BruH then, still with a really nice score right now, and Millo trying to get in here. I don't think that's a gap, so... Oh no, it was a gap. He could have got through there, but BruH walling that up very quickly, losing a couple of villages in the process though. Certainly not ideal. And once +2 is done on the skirmishers and the elite skirmishers are done for Millo as well, that's going to be really nice for him. Does mean that he's going to be able to pack quite a bit of a punch with that many skirmishers, and should be able to take out villages from BruH very quickly indeed. BruH still in Feudal though, he's not clicked up at all, and Millo now, he even has enough for a castle. Interesting that he has so much stone, because he's not going to be able to send a landing over as he doesn't have any water control, but he could go through the middle because BruH hasn't walled this up. So we're seeing right away elite skirmishes from his archery ranges. That's expected. We'll probably see bodkin arrow in just a moment from the archery range as well. He's finally got +1 defense. And Millo now able to put up a TC straight away. He should be able to put up a 3rd as well, as the Britons do get cheaper TCs, which is really, really important for them. Going to allow them to get them up really quickly. A siege workshop back at home. A lot of stone from Millo though, and I'm kind of thinking that he's going to try and get a castle up there somewhere. These elite skirmishers now going to be able to make pretty short work of BruH's army, and Millo's score suddenly catching up pretty damn quickly. Elite skirmisher and crossbowman upgrade is now done, and bodkin arrow is 75% complete as well. So now is certainly the time to attack for Millo, and BruH, still in feudal age, gonna have a pretty tough time defending against this. Putting up some stables right now. Now he could be planning on making knights once he gets up to the castle age, but he's got to get there first. He's got to defend until he gets up to the castle age, and at the moment he hasn't even clicked up, so he's going to have to try and wall up, try and defend as best he can, and it's going to be quite tough. I think it's going to be very tough, because he is going to be forced to make a bit more army here. As you can see, adding in those skirms, and skirms cost food, which is going to slow his castle time down even further. Losing his army right here on this hill as well, certainly a little worrying for BruH right now, as Millo's army is starting to walk straight into his base, and he has retaken the score lead. So this is a pretty back and forth game, and certainly a good game as well. Millo, though, is still with so much stone. We just put it down under the TC somewhere there on the front, and he is going to be able to get that up in time. But this is nice for him. Doesn't mean he's going to have extra villagers production. Doesn't mean he's going to have a lot of economy, and that is a big advantage that he's going to gain over BruH this entire time that BruH is still feudal. He's desperately trying to get up to the castle age right here. He needs another 200 food, and he's putting towers up everywhere as well just to defend. It's going to be pretty tough, though he is managing to take out quite a few of these units from Millo as well. Forced to attack with villagers, losing them pretty damn quickly as well. And Millo doing a pretty damn good job of harassing him here, though the score's fairly even-ish. BruH can get into Millo's space right here, but Millo with the 3 TC is going to be more than capable of defending. I'm just waiting to see where he's going to put this castle down. He's adding fires in at the top as well, so expected that one. And I think maybe right now he's just trying to take some water control back, but a little bit sloppy from Millo there. Set his gather point over here, clearly, and forgot to actually attack with his fires, which is kind of messy. But a lot of archer spam coming down now, coming out from the archery ranges, and he's going to be in a nice position from now on, really. Apart from the fact he hasn't got any water, but he was adding more fires. They seem to have died very quickly indeed. There's the castle, and I kind of expected that to be on the front. Maybe I thought he would delete this and put it right like up here somewhere, though there's not really a good position for him to put a forward castle. Maybe he could get it on this hill, but quite risky to do so. But that is going to come back here, and perhaps he's going to make some longbow, which would be, again, a good unit choice. Longbow, great. Even against skirmishers, they fare pretty well because they just have such long range. And the only downside with longbow is they're fairly expensive, and they do take quite a lot of time to mass them. But if he starts massing them now, and if he does use them to great effect, and then gets up to the Imperial age, he's already going to have those base of longbow that he can use there to upgrade and try and do well with. Perhaps he's going to put some docks down here as well. Could happen. But coming forwards with all of these villagers right now, perhaps we'll see another castle from him on the front, but he is lacking a little bit of stone for now. A lumber camp going up right there for the time being. And Millo just continually harassing wherever he can, but at this stage, really unable to do all that much due to the fact that BruH has so many watchtowers, just sort of, well, not so many. Has a few watchtowers dotted around in the important positions. He is now up to the castle age as well, and I'm curious to know what he's going to do. 2 TC is going to have to be a must here because he is playing from behind in terms of economy right now. Even though he's had that fishing on the water, he is still going to be in a bit of a tough situation when it comes to eco, as he's been down 2 TCs for so long. So BruH certainly going to want to get a TC up. There's one at the back, second one on the right hand side as well, and he's not messing around getting those up. It's also going to help him to secure a little bit more of the map, so that's really important that he gets those up. Looks like Millo is actually adding in those longbow right now, so he's staying really aggressive, and I like that a lot. Mangonel coming forward as well, though gotta be careful. BruH has seen that, and if these ships do come over here, they can hit the villagers gathering the wood and all that stuff. But Millo could be in a good position to actually use that to attack them with. Mangonel does do a lot of damage to ships, and repairing that up with his villagers quite nicely. Yeah, very good indeed. So as you can see, +3 range on the crossbow now, and that's really, really good. Obviously, the skirmishers don't benefit from that. They still only have +1, and that's what makes the Britons archers just so good. You're going to make pretty short work of those knights as well. Longbowmen, of course, 6+2 attack. That's better than crossbows, and they do have slightly more health. Oh, no, they don't. I thought they had more. It's obviously elite crossbows do. Elite crossbows? Elite longbows do, even. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so knights going to be pretty short work of, well, made short work of. But that's okay for now. Millo, though, still progressing forwards. Able to take out those skirmishers pretty quickly. Even with +2, they're going to get outranged, and that, of course, is going to mean that they can be picked up pretty damn quick. BruH has upgraded to War Galley in the middle, though, and that, again, going to help him to secure that choke point on the water a little more. That's why I thought maybe Millo would put the castle here on BruH's side, as it would help him to sort of push more. At the moment, he's got to send those not crossbows. I keep saying crossbows. He's got to send those longbows from his castle over to here, which is where they're going to walk into range of the war galleys, so not really so useful putting the castle at the back. BruH also has a siege workshop up, so mangonel from him expected, but the mangonel going to be outranged by these units, so if Millo micros nicely, he will be able to deal with the mangonels pretty easily, I think. I don't see why not. Can easily, well, if he stays out of range, he can easily pick off these skirmishers. At the moment though, just focusing on villagers and trying to get out of there with as few casualties as possible. So at this stage, it doesn't really look like Millo's going to keep up with the aggression. He stopped building archers and he stopped building longbows. He is adding another TC on the front, and he is going to just take whatever he can, wherever he can. His economy is in good shape right now, and we could see him go up to the Imperial Age in a few minutes' time. I've got a feeling he's going to go up to Imperial before he does anything else. I do see him making some war galleys down here though, so he's going to attempt to retake the water, which is an important move whenever, or whatever stage this game. Having this water control is great. It does mean you can control this choke point, as I said, and controlling that choke point is a big advantage to whoever has it. BruH still defending and massively trying to catch up in economy right now. A 4th TC going up in the north right there, and using Spanganel to pretty good effect, killing off a couple of villages there. Knight from BruH going to be able to kill off even more as well. But Millo has got his forward TC, that forward defense post, and he is actually going to be up to him very, very shortly. He needs another 100 food, another 600, 500. I can't do maths. Another 500 gold right now. And he's going to go up to Imp, and I'm going to be interested to see what he does once he gets up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Arbalest and Elite's Longbowmen. But maybe he'll add in some Cavalier, perhaps. Some heavy cavalry is always useful. But the fight for the water starting to pick up once again. They have left it for quite some time, but now it's sort of getting back onto the water as Millo's just clicking up to Imperial right now. So he's going to have that tech advantage this whole time. BruH is way away from Imp, and if, of course, Millo does get up to him, which he will do at this stage, as it doesn't look like he's going to be GGing anytime soon, he will be able to make trebs as well, which is going to be a real pain for BruH, because he's going to have a very hard time defending from trebs at this stage. So I'm curious to know what he's going to do. At the moment he's adding in a lot of farms, so he's taking a lot of food in right now, and that's going to build up very quickly as his villager production will slow down as he gets into the Imperial Age. So a lot of food is going to be coming in. Not taking any more stone, so it's actually more unlikely then that it's more likely that we won't see Longbowmen coming out, because he would be taking more stone for a castle right now. Maybe we'll see him go for Arbalest. He is continuing to make crossbows by the looks of things, and perhaps some more siege, and maybe even some, as I said, cavaliers. We could see it, but he isn't adding in any stables yet either, so not really sure exactly what his game plan is for a forward push. Perhaps just to try and take the water for now. So Imperial Age about 80% done for him. BruH doesn't look like he's even got that in his thoughts right now, but he has got a little hold here, a little hold. He's got 2 mangonels, obviously, going to be taking down that TC pretty quick, and there's the stable from Millo, so we could probably expect to see some knights coming out from him fairly soon. He has got a lot of food, a lot of gold in the bank, and that's pretty much a knight sort of build right there. So I'm going to be very curious to see exactly how he plays this. Should be able to defend this TC for now, and continuing to make those galleons on the water, actually stopping right now. Curious to know what he's going to do. Knights coming out. Have a look at the blacksmith, that usually gives us an indication, but no research is going on there. Bracer, of course, very important research once again. Gives these archers extra range, gives these boats that extra range. Galleon as well, going to be being researched now, so he can retake that water as quickly as he can. But what's his main army composition going to be? Arbalest being researched, so we kind of expected that one. That, of course, is going to help him out massively here. That knight going to take down the mangonels very quickly. And Arbalest is now done. Bracer is done. And that does mean plus 10 range. Well, 10 range for Arbalests. That's a massive range. They can hit and strike from a very long distance indeed. castle going up for BruH right here though, and that is going to help him to secure the water, as Millo has researched Galleon right now, but it's not enough. He is actually going to be losing the water once again. BruH keeping control of that, but more galleons coming in from the top. Did not see that one coming. And of course, he did have that dock up here producing this whole time. And now BruH potentially going to lose the water entirely. But this castle going to serve to perhaps protect him. It's so close. He could lose it any second, but at the same time, this castle going up has really saved the water for him, though he's still going to be playing from the castle age. He is going to be clicking up to imp fairly soon, but it's not soon enough, as now Millo looks like he's just going to go for Arbalest, but he's not creating anything right now. Not creating anything, still fighting for the water. Treb out, and that does mean that that castle isn't going to be up there for long. More galleons in production. He really just want to take the water from BruH. He really does want that, and it's going to be a crucial point in the game, as later on, of course, this choke is important to control. If it even gets to later on, that's the problem for BruH right now. This castle going to go down. That's really his only main defense. Against Arbalest, these villagers are dead meat because they just get picked off so easily. When you've got 10 range on an archer unit that's doing 9 damage, that's a big amount of damage to be dealing with, and from such a long range, you just can't get into range of them to do the damage. So this castle from BruH slowly going down, but sending some repairers over to that right now. And Millo not adding in any more stables going up from him, so maybe we will see some more knights. I was kind of expecting that. It does make a little bit of sense, because BruH does have mostly, well, he doesn't seem to have any army right now, but it was mostly skirmishers, and of course knights going to be a great counter to that, and a good raiding unit as well. Let's see what he's doing at the blacksmith. Still no upgrades going on right there, and still just trying to take the water for now. This castle will go down for BruH. It's only a matter of time. And maybe chemistry as well, yes. 60% on chemistry right there. That extra attack on his archer unit is going to be a great addition. And now this castle, it's going to go down. It's going to sink. And there it goes. BruH then definitely going to lose the water at this stage. There is nothing he can do about it. And Millo adding in light cavalry. Okay, so light cavalry makes sense, I guess. It's still going to be a good raiding unit. They're still going to deal with the skirmishers very easily indeed. And they're cheaper as well, so we can continue to make archer units whilst he adds in light cavalry for a bit of extra oomph in his army. Almost popped as well. His economy is pretty damn massive back at home, but BruH, he's nearly up to imp. Can he defend once he gets up to imp? He's adding in more archery ranges where he can, but it's going to be too late for him, I think. Once he gets up to Imperial Age, Millo's already going to have the upgrades, he's already going to have the army, he's already got the trebs out as well, and BruH, without any trebs to counter it, or without any castles to defend with, he's going to be very hard pressed to do all that much right here. So let's see, elite skirmishers continuing to come out. That's pretty much it from him. Bracer obviously straight away, but water now for BruH, looking pretty precarious. Let's see, he's upgrading Galleon, but is it enough? He doesn't have many boats here at all, and that's pretty worrying for him. BruH saying GG right there, and there we go. BruH resigns. I think at this stage he realizes that with this light cavalry in the mix as well, skirmishers at home, just not going to be able to defend. He's already losing his TCs. He's not got another castle to defend or make trebuchets from, so he's really in a defender's position, and once he's lost the water as well, it's going to be really hard for him, even if he does repel or push Millo back, even if he removes all of these buildings, wins back his side. With Millo in control of the water, it's going to be so hard for him to get it back, especially in the Imperial Age. It's a lot harder to get the water back right then. So there we go, Millo takes that game. Pretty good game actually, I quite enjoyed that one. It was a little bit different, nice to see Britons in play as well. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. As usual, I've been Zach, and I will see you all next time.